Well, hello, gorgeous family. Okay, before you officially dive into this episode, I just wanted to let you know, here's the thing. The news from Bachelor in Paradise has been rolling out like hot cakes since, so we've been trying to keep up with it. So what you're about to hear is for about the first half of this episode, us theorizing that we believe that everyone had officially broken up who had been together from Bachelor in Paradise. And then halfway through the episode, we get the breaking news moment where we see that John Henry and Kat officially announced their breakup. So you'll hear us live figuring that out and seeing that post. And then actually, about an hour after we were finished recording the entire episode, we saw that Aaron B posted that him and Eliza are officially broken up as well. So just wanted to give you all a heads up that you're going to hear some of that live, and then some of that came out after we were finished recording, but turns out that our theories halfway through the episode were indeed true, that all the couples have officially split from Paradise. And wow, what a season. Let's get into it.
Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family. It's your mom and dad. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And I may throw up at some point during this episode. Yay. Family.
Welcome to the vomit episode.
We can't talk about it though because I think...
Do people get triggered feeling sick?
Yeah, which I totally understand because it does make me also pretty nosh.
Yeah.
But like, what a way to wrap. What a great final way to wrap the episode or the season, really.
The season finale.
The season finale. What a way for our... I don't even know what I was saying. Yeah. What a way to wrap before we have a holiday break of me being like... What's up, family? Here's my bowl in case I throw up.
In case things go down.
Which, don't worry. If I do throw up mid-episode, obviously we will be editing it out.
In.
No, we will. We are not going to do that to any of you, dear sweet family. But yeah, thank you all so much for understanding. This episode is out a day late because I got sick.
Yeah, she's not feeling great, and we didn't want to bring Lee around either, because it's like either food poisoning or you don't even, sometimes you don't even know what it is. So you're just kind of like,
I think it's
we're a little incubated.
poisoning.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Because of the way that it's been.
Yep.
And I do think I know what it is. Okay. But it's nothing that you did.
Okay,
don't
I was going to say, is it something I cooked? Is that like a slight there that you're like, I know what it is. I've had 2 meals and they've been cooked by a certain person.
I've brought you here today to confront you over my food poisoning. But yeah, no, I think it's food poisoning. The way that it's gone down without going into detail.
The way that it's what's your like number one sick symptom that you can't handle?
Well, we have discussed on the podcast because one time I came on, remember, and you did all the cold. You were helping me get over my cold.
Yeah.
I am just a baby with the cold.
With the cold.
Yeah, I mean, you know this. It's like I get the sniffle and, I cannot function as a human being.
Right.
I lose my mind. I get like I spiral hard. Whereas with the nausea... I'm championing through this right now. I got my bowl. We're going to do this thing. Yesterday, I could not record because it would have been like pausing the episode every few minutes. It just would have
been like, I agree.
It's just not gone so well.
2 things. Number one is, that's shocking to me because the cold to me is like the least offensive of all the symptoms.
What it
like
is.
if I get a cold, I'm just kind of like, it's annoying, but it's not a big deal. Versus nausea.
Yeah.
And body aches. Those 2 things, I'm done.
Well, you with the body aches.
You know that when you get the flu?
You are so tough. And then the body aches hit, and it's like I'm holding you like you are a small child. I'm nursing you back to health.
Yes. It's because it's like it's that.
Don't come in here. Yeah. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. But it's like, you know, when you get the flu.
Yeah.
Just to clarify what body aches mean, I don't mean like my body hurts. I mean when you get like the flu
and you get the body
and you're
aches.
Cold, but you're sweaty and your whole body is aching.
Yeah.
That I have like
You
right now. I'm
handle
feeling it.
Yeah.
I feel the symptom.
Do you
just
think
talking
everyone else
about
is
it.
too? I feel so bad. So sorry. What a way to start.
It's the holiday season. Well,
I'm so sorry, but I didn't want to keep delaying this episode because this finale dropped, and I'm like, and then there's all this tea and news. So I'm like, no, I don't want to make the family wait any longer. So I brought in my bowl, and we're doing it, baby.
We're pushing through.
If all of a sudden I get weird, it's because maybe a little wave of nausea hit me. But I sat in front of a mirror, and for the family, as to not get the patrons all sorts of afraid, where it came on screen, and they'd be like, oh God, I got my makeup on. I couldn't put on my eyelashes. My hands were a little too shaky for that. So JP from Love is Blind, the JP from Love is Blind is probably happy because I'm not wearing long eyelashes. He probably loves that.
You're not wearing too much makeup,
but he's also very upset that I have makeup on in general.
That's true. But one thing I will say, it is kind of a blessing in disguise because of all the drama that came out. So like, if we would have released the episode early, we wouldn't have talked about any of the drama.
That is very true.
So when you really think about it, it's like, you know, maybe the nausea was saying, hey, I'm going to come into you to delay you because there's actually some more stuff to talk about.
Are you just like absolutely bringing positivity?
I'm just a big universe guy.
Are you a big universe positivity guy now? I mean, oh my God, this is like Evan 2024.
I'm trying to believe that. I'm trying really hard to believe that. That when someone rear ends my car 2 days ago, that there's a reason for this.
Oh my God, that was wild. You had just gotten your car rear-ended days before.
You guys, no joke. This happened 3 weeks ago. I get rear-ended.
Yeah.
Guy is like paying me cash to like see if we can figure this out.
Because he doesn't have insurance.
Because he doesn't have insurance. I get it repaired from his like cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I also feel bad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be nice, whatever, the whole thing.
Yeah.
His cousin like repairs it, does a great job. We're good.
Yeah.
It looks perfect.
Right.
2 weeks later, another guy with no insurance hits my car. This one's looking way worse, by the way. It's like he has no cousin that is like owns a body shop, and he kind of went dark on me over text. So like things are not headed in a good direction with this, but I don't know what is with the car, but it's cursed.
Yeah, I don't want to get in that car anymore.
So now I'm even avoiding where I go now with the car, because I honestly do believe there's like a universal curse on the car.
Yeah.
Because it's been hit 40 times at this point.
But let's be like very, very, very clear. It's also my car technically.
Right.
And I do tend to be the one who gets in a lot of accidents because I'm not a great driver. So,
but even you've had hit and runs twice, maybe?
Yeah, that's actually true.
So we're talking four people that have hit that car.
Someone hit my car.
In a parking lot.
You guys took off my side mirror.
And banged the whole thing to shreds.
The whole thing and didn't leave a note.
So if you're looking for a new car, we're selling. This thing is accident free. There is no issues. The Carfax report.
What is it? 2003 Honda? Is that what we have? 2005? 2003
Well, here's
Honda?
the thing. Technically, there's no Carfax report saying there's been a single accident because everyone who's hit us doesn't have insurance. So we go to their cousin to get it fixed. This thing is put together by like anonymous parts and people. So technically the title is free. If you buy this car from us, there is no issue. Honestly, there's 47 accidents.
So anywho, I'm about to throw up again. We're bringing that positive holiday energy, baby.
So the question is at this point, do we get it repaired?
No, I don't think so.
Or is it more just like it's been hit and it's like we get it repaired and then it gets hit again? So now when I drive that car, I'm like, should I go on the freeway? There's traffic. I don't want to get rear-ended. So I'll like take side streets. Like I actually have to think in terms of getting rear-ended at this point.
I say we just leave the back super yucky because honestly, we're going to have to pay for it and it's going to cost a lot of money.
At this point, I think we're on our own.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's a small thing. It's not a big deal.
I got rear-ended. It's not a big deal. Having to like in my head think about what I'll say when I just pull up and the thing's beat in from 40 different angles. Anyway, like I'm a good driver. I promise. It's not me. It's everyone else is attacking me. Anyway, accidents and nausea. Welcome to the holiday episode you've been waiting
sorry,
for.
Everybody, what a positive way
God.
to start off the episode.
But
we're great though.
Everything.
No, I'm serious.
I thought that was a code for we're not good. Life in the whole aspect.
No, we're
is
blessed.
good.
We're good.
Life is good. It's just these little things can, ruin days. But
yeah. It's all good.
It's all good.
And you know what? It feels appropriate. I was saying this too. It feels appropriate that I do feel quite nauseous, food poisoned, whatnot for this BIP finale episode, because this finale episode and what has happened since is absolute garbage.
It's a little bit, if the show got food poisoning, this is kind of what it looks like. The show got food poisoning.
The show got food poisoning
and got
just
rear-ended
like me.
with no insurance.
Yeah, 100%. That is exactly what happened, because I'm sorry, this whole season, and there was so many parts like in the middle that I thought were really, really good. But what it reminded me of was like when you go see a movie and like it's like a thriller movie and you're holding your breath the whole time because you can't wait to find out what the exciting conclusion is in the end.
Like there has to be
some big wild
they're hiding,
ending.
They're waiting on something.
Right, like you're bated breath the entire time. This episode was like that when you go see one of those movies, and then at the very, very end of one of those movies where all of a sudden then the credits roll and you're never told anything. That's this season.
Yeah, it's kind of like
what?
Yeah, do you ever have the movie where you're watching it like that?
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, wow, they really haven't answered any questions. There must be a lot. And then you see there's 10 minutes left in the movie and you're like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're on Netflix and you're like, wait, there's 10 minutes left and 8 of those minutes are going to be credits? That means I'm not going to get answered anything.
And of all seasons to not have a reunion, I'm absolutely shocked and awed. There are so many things that needed to be covered in this reunion. There were so many missing pieces of explanations. There was so much now drama post. There's like, who's together? Are they really together? Did they stay engaged? Like, I have so many questions and nothing was answered. And now I've been just obviously scouring Instagram and there's still so many questions that are left up in the air. And
not only questions that are left up in the air. So the where are they nows could have been really interesting on a live because you got like a lot of people not together. And then you have, and so you want to dive into why.
Yeah.
You also have the endless things that happened in the show that were never addressed. The Jess and Tyler makeouts, the Kat and Jess issues, the way that like Blake and Jess went down to them, more talk. Like it would have been amazing to see them all talking on stage. Kat and Olivia drama, to discuss all this stuff. Meanwhile, we had a Live for the Golden, and that whole cast gets along and is best friends. It's like,
yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I
love that we needed it, but I'm more
the finale. But like the Women Tell All, which I was obsessed with, everyone was just super happy and it was all good. This reunion would have been absolutely hectic, but we needed it.
100%.
We needed it.
It was very confusing. But
I'm so confused.
We're here.
Yeah. We got some stuff to break down.
Yes,
and
we do.
Just FYI, I feel like we're going to have to go in random all over the place order. I'm almost going to start like backwards moving. Yeah. Something like this. We're going to be all over. But first, we got to take a quick pause. Family. Gifting is a no-brainer this holiday season thanks to unmatched comfort and style of MeUndies. Listen, I'm wearing my MeUndies right now. I would show you, but again, we're on YouTube, so I can't do that. Evan, you're wearing your MeUndies right now.
And I'll show you. Let me show you.
We're always wearing our MeUndies because why wouldn't we be? Because they're the most comfortable. MeUndies is the perfect gift, stocking stuffer, or a gift for yourself. I mean, I know I'll be getting myself some MeUndies this holiday season. Thank you. MeUndies actually has a holiday gift guide on their website that makes it all super easy. The gift guide is amazing. You'll find so many great gift ideas there.
Yeah, we love our MeUndies. From all black classics to fun, expressive prints. MeUndies has a look for everyone. I also have ones with like little whales on it. Huge fan.
So cute.
They come in sizes extra small to 4XL. MeUndies' signature fabric is soft. I'm talking wildly soft, impossibly soft even. It's breathable, stretchy, and beyond comfortable, making it ideal for all-day wear. Their fabrics are light and breathable to help regulate your body temperature, and they use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers.
Like Evan said, the fabric of MeUndies is the most comfy thing I've ever put on me, but guess what? MeUndies isn't just about underwear. Check out the Lounge collection featuring comfy joggers, hoodies, onesies, and more. People, guess what? Guess what Mama just got for herself? I got myself a pajama
Let's go.
set from Me
We're
Undies.
pajamas fans now.
I'm a pajama person now,
I'm in.
and of course I'm going to get mine from Me Undies because it's the most comfortable. I've gotten some of their other loungewear pieces, and they are a 10. I think it would be a great holiday gift idea to give someone a pajama set. By the way, a Me Undies pajama set, so fabulous. Also, I feel like getting someone a Me Undies membership is a gift that just keeps giving. I'm obsessed, and guess what? Not happy with your first pair of Me Undies? It's on Me Undies. They're amazing. Knock out your holiday shopping today and get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at meundies.com/momdad. That's meundies.com/momdad for 20% off plus free shipping. Me Undies, comfort from the outside in. Okay, so before we officially get into this episode, I just want to remind everybody that I know I said at the top, but this is going to be our last episode before we take a little holiday break. We will be back again on January 3rd, starting the new year off. We got all sorts of things to talk about. I feel like I'm going to bring some New Year's resolutions to the table.
Are you?
I think so. And I think you're not going to like them.
Oh, really? You're like, I'm set on.
My New Year's resolution is going to be a list of things that I think you should work on.
Right. Right. My resolutions is to communicate my frustrations more. That's kind of like I am dedicated to me time. It's like that's a version of like, I am dedicated to letting you know how unhappy I am. It's like
I got a list of resolutions. Part of
can
them
we edit
is
these?
I think that, I need to spend some more time for myself.
Yeah, right. Here's my
a little more self-care, which includes a lot of spending, a lot of solo vacays.
Here's my resolution for the year: spend more money, make less, chill harder,
a lot of
and let you
worship.
know when I'm frustrated.
A lot of partner worship
from me.
Yeah, lots of that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of my 2024 energy.
Well, the thing I like about that is that very attainable.
You mean me just like asking for more
I'm
things?
saying, people always have these resolutions where they're like, I'm going to do all this great. I'm going to push myself to the limit.
I'm starting a new company. I'm going to change my life.
I'm going to go crazy.
Yeah.
What if we commit to whatever the opposite of a New Year's resolution is, to where we're committing to do less?
I'm
very attainable, right? Because people always talk about like at the end of the year, I only got through like 1 out of the 40 I wrote down.
Yeah.
But if you said, I'm going to order more pizza and watch more movies, very attainable.
I'm so down for this. Also, my New Year's resolution is just going to be do less, and then also require more from other people. So then that way, if it fails, I can just blame the other person. Exactly. I'm not like, oh, you failed your New Year's resolution, and then you get down on yourself. This way, I just be like, well, Evan didn't step up to the plate.
You failed my New Year's resolution. That is the reality. So that you'll never fail. Right?
Yeah.
You'll never fail. Just you will fail my resolution. I mean, this is the hack of hacks. I've never thought about it this way.
This is my big time 2024 resolution. So prepare yourself.
Then you can let them know, hey, towards it, like, by the way, you really failed this last year in my resolution.
I want you to prepare your 2024 New Year's resolution list, and we will present it to each other on our first episode back, January 3rd on Wednesday, January 3rd. Okay. We'll
have a list.
Will you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, resolution.
I'm just telling you, prepare yourself to your mind.
Prepare yourself for your resolutions incoming. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're not making resolutions for yourself. You're just creating a list for me to work on.
Family, this is my suggestion to you all, okay? As you go into the new year, as you go into 2024 and you put together your resolution list, make it for other people and then just present it to them. And
it's
just
like a Christmas list.
And then see how it feels. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not requesting gifts from other people. You're just like, hey, step up to the plate. You know what I mean? And just like put out your resolutions and demand them of other people.
Oh, I like that.
I feel like it's a very healthy way to really approach the new year,
agree.
Just like pointing fingers and blaming others.
Keep the blame off yourself. Mm-hmm. It's the most successful way to check that list off. Anyway,
so we will be back with
Yeah.
all of that January 3rd, which is a Wednesday. And then we're going to be diving into Joey's season, cast
Yes.
list, his episode premiere on the 22nd.
I'm excited.
But yeah, we will be taking a little break. And I know we discussed this a little bit last episode, but I just wanted to say again, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, just to have the energy of the family this year has been such a gift. I'm so grateful for it. I don't take it for granted, and we love you all so much. And I don't know, going into this little holiday break, like I know that we're talking through a phone or a screen or whatever, but if you feel moments where this holiday's tough or you feel lonely, like, no, you're not alone. We might not be all sitting in a room together, but like we got each other. We got that energetic, we got that energy in the community, and you're not alone. And we love you all.
We love you guys. It's been the world this year has been amazing when it comes to building, I don't know, like continuing the community, but then also building like just our bond with everyone. And I just feel like the fact that we kind of get these call homes all the time and like we feel really connected now. And it's been awesome. Like even when you'll post something like, hey, you're sick, and all the people that reach out and go,
oh my God,
hey, I love you.
so
No
much.
problem. We're here for you. You like just that type of mentality has been really cool. And I feel like something we set out this last year was to be really positive.
Yeah.
And I feel like
what a way to start this episode.
but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, exactly. And we failed today. And that's a resolution that we failed. But in general, I felt like, I don't know, it's created a really positive community that I've enjoyed. So
I know it's been
awesome.
so wonderful. And it's just been like, I don't know, covering all the reality TV kind of from a way of which we're just trying to have a silly,
have a good
fun time with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just brought a lot of joy to my heart. And I'm so grateful for all of you. And I would start crying right now, but I feel like the vomit might come out of my eyes.
And we will be presenting New Year's resolutions for you guys to work on. So just get ready.
Listen, you're all part of the family, so you're gonna get the list too. Yeah, if you guys aren't safe. Evan's gonna get his list. If
I'm getting a list, you're getting a list, okay?
My mom's gonna get her list, my dad's gonna get his, and all of you guys are gonna get your list too, okay? Just kidding, I would never. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into it. Okay, so from the top.
Yeah.
I think I have a theory. Now, we're recording this on Monday, December 11th, 2023, year of our Lord 2023, at 1:13 p.m. And as of right now, I just said this and all of a sudden thought like as we're at 1:13, something's going to get posted. But my theory, as of right now, is that no one's together. That's my theory.
It feels safe to say that.
I think no one's together anymore. So we had an engagement with Aaron and Eliza. We weren't surprised. We thought that was going to happen. They seemed very much in love. It was a beautiful engagement. We also had an engagement with John Henry and Kat. And let me be very clear to you all. I put all my life savings down on the fact that they would not get engaged. And my jaw was on the floor.
Well, engagement, in my opinion, wasn't even part of the question. It was whether they would stay together for one day outside. That was more my thing. Like, I wasn't even considering engagement.
No.
I was considering, like, they're going to leave, but, like, well, you think they'll make it in the real world? Let alone, actually, as it stands right now, from posts and stuff, the only thing that seems to be not confirmed is whether they're still together or not. And I'm going... So you're telling me Kat won the whole thing, which is insanity. Like if this is a game, if there was money at the end, after everything that happened, Kat won. Now, generally villains make it like to a certain point.
Yeah.
But they never win. Like you've never seen The Bachelor and been like the number one villain is now married. And like it's generally they make it almost and there's a blowout and the thing happened. But Kat won.
I mean, Kat got all the screen time.
Hold on a second. Kat just one day woke up and been like, that girl's boyfriend's kind of cute. I think I'll have him. That was the John Henry moment. He was there with Olivia and she just turned one day and goes, Tanner's bugging me. You're cute. I'll just take you and marry you. And that's what she did. Like, I gotta hand whatever you think about Kat, she has some sort of like universe key. Because the fact that she just decided that one day, she was literally like, he was like in the pool and she's like, you know, it's kind of hot. John Henry. Fast forward, engaged. Like, wild.
You know who I want to tongue kiss?
Yeah, you know who I just kind of want to make out with? Anyway, husband. You're like, what? So whether they're together or not, it's not looking amazing just because we haven't seen many posts or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, what the hell just happened?
I could not even believe it. And listen, I feel like towards the end, we got an arc with Kat, right? That we all know how I felt about Kat. Wasn't Kat's biggest fan.
Yeah.
But at the end, we did one of their one-on-ones, one of their dates. We got to know a little more about Kat. How she grew up, some of the things she went through. And I appreciated, that scene, getting to know her a little more and go, oh, okay.
A little more context.
A little more context. Yeah. Just about like who she is and what she went through. And, I love love, ultimately.
Right.
I do love love. So as much as I was like not a fan, I was happy to see that at the end it seemed like, well, these two have fallen in love and they're getting engaged and oh my God. And then we get a news flash at the end that says they're still happily engaged and moving to San Diego.
Yes.
But like the whole energy of this, the reason I feel like it felt so weird was because Olivia is my queen.
Right.
Olivia is literally the love of my life. We all know this. She has my heart and my soul.
Yeah,
okay.
right, easy.
Bye, Evan. Hello, Olivia.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's
okay.
where I'm at. But like, because it all happened so fast, the whole thing felt like whiplash. It was like, we've all fallen in love with Olivia. And then John Henry chooses Kat over Olivia. And Kat's been villain the whole time.
Right.
And then in 2 episodes, we have this moment where it's like, okay, oh my God, maybe Olivia found her person. And then Michael breaks up with her right before Fantasy Suite. And then right after that, it's like, oh, actually, Kat is now going to have like the end love story. And it was just too much for me. It was emotionally too much for me. I couldn't handle it because it was like, I think if Olivia her love story would have continued, I wouldn't have felt so much this way.
Sure.
But because my heart was so with Olivia and that Kat had caused problems for her, and then Kat ends up getting like the final love story, it was a lot. It was too much, ABC. It was too much for me to process. The episode was too long, and there was somehow the episode was too long, and it wasn't enough because we had no live finale.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I felt tossed about.
Well, and I think it was just overall, it was that you just made yourself sick by doing that. Hey, FYI, when you're nauseous, don't go like this with your head because you're creating like car sickness. Yeah, no, I agree. It left us with just a vibe of what was the point of all that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It felt like no one was open to act, like very few people were actually open to like find the love of their life. Or it could have just be that everybody came down and they're like, nah, I'm all good, which is kind of also what it felt like.
I completely agree. But like I said, my theory is that no one is together. And let me tell you why.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's some genius theory. It's just my current theory. Because we see Aaron and Eliza get engaged. We see Kat and John Henry get engaged. But then when we get the wrap at the end, we're told that Aaron and Eliza, it says they're going through bumps in their relationship.
Like, what is
Which was wild that was said, by the way. Because
what does that mean?
I have so many questions, and everyone has questions. Also, I'm like, is that what Aaron and Eliza shared with
like a producer one time?
Yeah,
like over the phone, and then it became a thing?
Was this like, did they have permission to say this, right? Where like they asked, like, what's your statement? Are you guys still engaged? Like, did Aaron and Eliza say, yes, we're still engaged? And then, a friend of theirs who's a producer, they opened up more with and said, yeah, we've been kind of going through it a little bit, or like, we're on a pause, but like, we're still engaged, And then they just took liberties because it felt very personal. Didn't it? It felt like almost a little bit like private. Like, that's not something that like I necessarily want to share with the world. If I'm still engaged to somebody, but like we're going through a rocky time, I'm not going to be like, oh, we're engaged, but like we're definitely going through it.
Well, it's a yes and no. It's kind of like, it almost sounds like someone in the relationship wanted everybody to know that they might be single soon.
Sure.
They're like, hey, don't just FYI, like I know they said that like we're like still together, but reality is like we're pretty much broken up. So like if anyone out there or whatever, it almost felt like it's also like way too much information that's not specific enough. So it's like, okay, are they still together? Yes. Are they engaged? No. Oh, okay. So you could say they're no longer engaged,
still together,
but they're
dating.
But they're together, they're dating, or they're together, loving life, or they're not together. Those are the 3 options,
right?
But they're in a bumpy patch and they're working through it. Like, what does that even mean?
Or like, even if they would have said like, hey, they're on a break.
Exactly.
We're like, okay.
But just like a bumpy patch or whatever they said.
So many questions.
I'm like, okay. That's kind of like, when you're at a party and you go, hey, Jeff, nice to meet you. Oh, is that your wife over there? And he's like, yeah, but not for very long, to be honest with you. We've been really, you're like, Jeff, I just met you. I don't need to know the intricacies of why you guys aren't working out. I just need to know, like, you either need to say yes or no, but I don't need to know the in-betweens. Like, I just met you. So it's a little weird for them to be saying it.
Yeah, we're still married, like, but like, we're really going through it right now.
Oh, yeah, nice to meet you too. Yeah. Honestly, she has not been the person that I thought she was. And so we'll see how long this lasts. Anyway, are you married? You're like, what, dude? All you had to say was yes. Like, it's a little bit like that with this. It's
100%.
Like, what? Now you just made this weird.
Yes.
And then he posted exhausted.
Right. Like, okay. So that's then all we see is that little nugget. And we're like, what's going on? I'm also devoed because like they were the couple that I was like, okay, I see it working. And it was such a beautiful engagement.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it. But like the way that he went about it, I thought was so lovely. And so I'm feeling sad for them. And I'm like, are they okay? I need more details.
Yeah.
And then as far as postings gone on Instagram, Aaron has posted since that he went to some like Santa jogathon dressed up as Santa. So he did a hard post.
Yeah.
Since doesn't include anything about Eliza, but right after the show posted a photo of himself on the beach and it just says exhausted in his Insta stories. Doesn't sound like something I would say post engagement.
That's not a way to like make you, like, if they are together, to like make it seem like everything's going good. Also, it sounds like, when you fight all night and then you didn't get to sleep and then you got to go to work the next day. Like, we've all been there.
Yeah.
That exhausted is the only word that can make you feel that way. So I guarantee you they fought all night. Maybe some stuff on the episode she didn't know. Who knows?
I feel like everything went so beautifully for them on the episode.
But who knows, right? And like maybe they were fighting all night and he woke up and he was like, I don't have the power to be like, what a great season.
But then she posted of herself on Paradise and Insta story and said like, thank you all so much for the love. But it was just a photo of her alone. So they have not posted a single photo together since, which makes me assume they're either on a break or not together.
Yes.
And then, okay, well, let's talk the John Henry and Kat posting.
Yes.
But one quick pause. Family, if you are like us, it is a coffee multiple times a day type of household, correct? I mean, we are the coffee people. It's a non-negotiable, and not just coffee. We like good coffee, which is why I am so thrilled that we get to partner with this company. We have been fans and using their product religiously for years. I mean, years and years and years. So we were thrilled to partner with them. It is AeroPress. Once we started using AeroPress, we never went back. And listen, I want it for you all to get your incredible coffee, but I also want all of you to know about it because this is holiday gift guide gold, baby. Like, what an amazing gift this is.
It's an amazing gift.
An amazing gift. All your family will love you. You want to win them back for some reason? Did you do something wrong? Are you having a bumpy time in your relationship?
If Aaron would have given Eliza an AeroPress, this thing would have been fixed. We've been a huge fans of AeroPress for years. We use it daily, multiple times. AeroPress is like a French press, only better though. It's the only press that uses a patented 3-in-1 brew technology, combining the best of several brew methods into one portable device for a completely unique and delicious flavor profile. It brews and cleans in less than 2 minutes. Just add medium fine coffee grounds, pour in hot water, stir for 5 seconds, brew for 30 seconds, then pour into your favorite mug and enjoy. AeroPress travels better than others do. It's compact, incredibly durable. Like, you genuinely can easily take your AeroPress anywhere. Hotels, camping, car, whatever.
I mean, Paradise, you could take to the beach. They could have
the fact that we didn't see an AeroPress on the beach is
absolutely upsetting. You know that they just, behind the scenes, they were pumping out that great coffee. Like Evan said, we have been using our AeroPress daily multiple times for years, and the quality is incredible. And check this out, it's under $50. This is such a good gift, like we said, okay? And it feels personal too. It feels like warm and wonderful and personal. Listen, AeroPress is the barista's favorite home brewing tool. It's the best reviewed coffee press on the planet with more than 55,000 5-star reviews. Okay, I mean, like that's
insane.
It's the best. That's all we can say. I could go on. AeroPress is shockingly affordable, less than $50, and we've got an incredible offer for you all. Visit aeropress.com/momdad. That's AEROPRESS.com/momdad and save up to 20%. That's aeropress.com/momdad to save up to 20%. It's time to ditch the drive-thru, toss the French press, and say yes to better mornings fueled by better coffee. AeroPress ships to the U.S. and over 60 countries around the world, and we thank AeroPress for sponsoring our show. Again, that's aeropress.com/momdad. This is an amazing gift, okay? I'm going to keep saying that. But then you get 20% off. It's less than $50. You get 20% off. I mean, boom. You're done.
Incredible.
You're getting one. You already have one. So I'm like, you're getting,
and if you already have one, you're getting another one.
You're going to get another one.
Yes.
You already have one. You're getting another one. And my mom's getting one. My dad's getting one. My sister's getting one. We're done. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, back to John Henry and Kat. So we then see, like we said, that they say that they're happily engaged and they're moving to San Diego. But we're not seeing posting. So at first, I was like, I'll give it 48 hours because maybe they're not wanting to spoil people who are watching on Hulu and they're letting people catch up. But they posted like an Insta story where Kat posted a couple pictures of them and it was like life lately and a few pictures or like after the show or something like that where that was the caption on an Insta story and a few photos of them. But it didn't say either. The caption didn't say, I love you so much, or there wasn't anything romantic.
Right.
It was just a few photos of them.
Yeah.
And then John Henry, I believe, and I could be wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe John Henry posted a hard post with a slideshow and another short caption, but didn't say anything about being engaged to Kat. But it was a slideshow with a bunch of photos from Paradise. And one of them was him proposing to her. But then it's gone. I looked for it and it's gone.
That's weird.
So unless I imagine that he posted it, but I'm pretty sure I remember because I was swiping through, I realized that the caption didn't say we're engaged. And then when I was looking at people's comments, it actually made me really sad because a lot of the comments were just like really negative towards Kat. And maybe that's why he took it down too. Maybe they're super happily engaged right now. And it was like, we don't want
the attention.
People just like ruining us being happy because they have opinions and are going to vocalize them on social media about Kat. But I don't know. I feel like when you get engaged on this show, when you're a success story on this show, you know this is when the followers start pouring in and people love the love. So the fact that then there's been no post and there was one deleted.
The deleted is the weird thing.
I think
the no post could be like, but the deleting is weird.
I think everyone's done.
I mean, all signs point to that.
I think everybody's broken up.
There was no one left standing.
I think that's what happened. And then
so weird, except Brayden. He got one. It was like him and Olivia had maybe the two worst like absolute decimations of just like liking someone and then whatever.
Well, yeah, Rachel. It was a little bit more Brayden's fault.
No, but I'm just saying like it didn't work out for him at all. And he definitely was beat up at the end.
Yeah.
And now he's like couldn't be happier, and the posts are nothing but joy and love.
So then Brayden, we see at the clip at the end. We don't get a reunion, but we get that slideshow that Brayden is now officially dating Christina Mandrell,
who we compared him to.
Oh my God. You compared him to, I think, numerous times on this show. When he was on Charity Season, you were like, Brayden is the Christina Mandrell of this season because it's like quote unquote villain, but it's not really villain. And this person's likable and dynamic. And you can tell the people in the house can tell that the lead really likes them and they have a big personality. And you're like, it's Christina Mandrell energy.
Yes.
And now they're together.
Yes.
Can you believe?
It's crazy. I mean, I love it. It's like, but again, it's like the posting is like bringing a tear to my eye. I mean, these people are seemingly madly in love, and it's like this beautiful family vibe.
Yeah, because Christina's a mom, so she has her daughter, I believe, who just turned 7, and we were getting videos from them of her daughter turning 7, Brayden waking the daughter up with like pancakes that he made that he dyed pink for her.
Right.
They're having these
They're
family
on a boat,
times
kissing
together
and loving and hugging each other and laughing and dancing and roasting each other, and like, I mean, it's like that's the success story everybody wants.
No, I literally showed Evan the slideshow that Brayden had posted, and you got emotional.
It's like, oh my
You were
gosh.
like,
I was like, these people are so madly like, this is what we all want, right? Like, this is what they came on this show to get, and he didn't get it there, but he got it outside of it, kind of through the franchise. But
Yeah,
it's like,
100%.
That one has the best chance to work because there's no pressure from the show. It was just organic.
Now, trust and believe the show will take credit for it.
1,000%. Because when you sign, it's like,
The show will be like, remember in the year of 2023 when we created the beautiful couple that is Brayden.
Well, because I think
Christina Mandrell will be like, well, she wasn't on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we raised you as our children. You know what I mean? And now we've sent you off into the world, and everything good comes from our rearing.
Yeah. Everything
I
that
mean?
the light touches that you enjoy, that's because of us. Any positive moment, if there's a positive relationship, it's because of the show. I mean, they've literally
And if
taken
it's
credit.
bad, it's because of your behavior.
It's your behavior. I mean, they've
like
literally
what most
almost
parents
taken
actually
credit. Yes, true. They've taken credit for like JP's relationship. Jesse Palmer. I'm like, Jesse Palmer was the Bachelor, but his wife actually he did not meet on the show. But somehow you included that in your slideshow where it's like, well, Jesse Palmer's happy now. It's like, yeah,
and they're responsible for that child.
Yeah, like and that
who was in
child
her womb.
like that child is from the show.
Just so
and
you
it's
know,
like,
we're signing that child the second they get out.
But no, I mean, Brayden is so happy. And now that like I'm seeing that all play out too, I'm like, oh my God, he really does seem like he would be such a fun person to bring in when you have a child. Like
Big
way
time.
that he's hanging out with her daughter, he just seems like so goofy and silly and fun. And they just look like they're having the best time ever. And I'm so happy for them. And this is like serious business.
Right.
When they launched this relationship, this was hard launch. Brayden, I believe he put now in his Instagram bio, he said from San Diego and did a little flight thing to Nashville. So I think he's like living there now, or at least he's part-time there.
Yes.
And he then also put in his Instagram bio, Christina Mandrell with a heart. I mean, like, this man is all in. He's putting her name in his bio. That's
when your name's in a bio, that's real quick.
That's what I'm saying. That's more intense than marriage, baby. I'm like, your name's on my bio.
I'm not in your Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, actually, I think my name.
I think it is too because of the podcast, though.
Yeah, but that's just
not because I love you.
Yeah, no, I'm like, that has nothing to do with
it's
love. I'm like, that's
disgusting.
called branding, and that's the show, baby. That's for clicks.
Wow. Well, congrats on love.
So I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
But like, that's literally the love story that's come out of this. Not
100%. Not all the other ones.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and then the other one that appeared to be successful, that has been jarring, is Aven and Kylee.
Whoa.
Now, Aven and Kylee left the beach together.
Yeah.
And in a little bit, we can get into more detail about what we saw on screen. But
should we work backwards from current day to the situation, or should we work from screen on to current day? Because it's kind of like there's two different beasts.
That's true.
You can kind of look at their relationship on the beach and dissect those moments objectively or separate the brain from what's actually happened after. Yeah. Or can you separate them?
I don't think I can, and I'll explain why. Okay. So let's start current day. Okay. So current day, they had said, announced on the show that Kylee and Aven left the beach together, but not engaged, and that they are very happily together.
Right.
And then Aven puts out a hard post with Kylee and has a romantic tagline being like, it's all about you. Like something like things are worth the wait, some things are worth the wait, and you're worth everything. And so you're like, oh, this is the only couple from the show
seemingly making it
that has posted and has made it. And we were like, oh, it's so funny because we've talked about how it seems like you'd almost have a better chance if you leave the show without getting engaged,
which is my
dating.
General view.
That's kind of your general view. And so we're like, oh, well, that's interesting. And then they've worked out, and congratulations to them, and they look super, super happy and da-da-da-da-da. Well, almost less, I think, than 24 hours after that hard post goes out, it's deleted, and Kylee posts on social media, on an Insta story, and says, following our relationship announcement yesterday, I want to thank my God he did not allow me to live another day in the dark. In the last 24 hours, I've been grasping with the fact that one of the most important relationships in my life has dissolved due to multiple infidelities. This is not just a show, but my real life. And for the foreseeable future, I will be in a time of healing and trying to put the pieces of my life back together. Please respect my privacy at this time. Love you all, Kylee. So we're talking multiple infidelities, and it's been only a couple months.
Yeah. And then we got a response.
So she posts this, right?
So we're kind of like, because what's happening?
Yeah, what's happening? Like, is Aven going to respond? Right. Like, are we going to, like, hear his side of the story or what's going on? Well, Aven responds. And he says, after careful thought and consideration into writing this, I want to thank my God. No, I'm just kidding.
he just copy and paste it and change it to yes and no.
He says, I want to first and foremost apologize to Kylee, my family, and my friends for my actions.
So just completely confirming it.
I have made major mistakes in the relationship and hurt someone who is very close to me. At this time, I am in an extremely, extremely low place trying to work on myself. I'm doing my best to find healing, find myself, and be a better person. Please have grace and respect for Kylee and her family through this difficult time. Thank you. So he hops on and confirms it.
So full confirmation.
Full confirmation.
What I don't really understand is, when did they stop filming? Roughly, do we know? June.
Like,
so we got, like, let's say June, July. It's like July, August, September. It's like, we're talking like 3-4 months.
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Cheated multiple times. Mm-hmm. So here's my thing about the cheating.
Yeah.
That I don't understand with people in the public eye this way.
Okay.
First of all, you're under the microscope heavily because you're currently on TV. So people are watching television and checking your Instagram. So that means, like, you're under big scrutiny at the time.
Yeah. People are filming you when you go out.
People are filming you when you go out, right? People if they, oh my God, there's Aven at this club, right? So it's like, where you have to be to do it multiple times in a couple months boggles my mind.
Well, I'm wondering, and who knows if we'll ever find out, but I'm wondering if, because Kylee said, I found out in the past 24 hours. So my assumption is that she probably was contacted by multiple people when some of those people found out that they're still together. Because, if you're watching the show, you're kind of like, oh, maybe, again, this is full speculation, but maybe Aven told certain people, like, oh, we're not together anymore. And yeah, we're on the show, but we didn't get engaged. We're not together anymore. Right. And so then maybe once it was announced that they are still together and have been together, that then she got a bunch of messages from people, and maybe it was like done privately and wasn't like, oh, we're out in the public eye.
No, I'm not thinking people are, I don't care how you do it. I'm more just saying, like, the fact that you are doing it is so wild, first off, in a couple months, but also just like how people, the guts on people to be like, I'm going to play this fast and loose while my show's on the air and I'm just about to have a relationship, like, release party. Like, that is so wild. So I mean, with all that being said, feel so bad for Kylee. I mean, it's gotta be devastating. Well, and again, like, and then to deal with it publicly like this, it's a nightmare. Well,
and then just the timing, like, you're like, I'm finally, when you've been keeping your relationship secret for months, like, that's a lot of stress,
a lot of pressure,
and it's a lot of pressure. You're having to, like, have your happy couple suites where you're sneaking around. You're having to do, like, a lot of relationship work, like long distance, and that's exhausting. And so you get that point where you're like, oh my God, on this date the final episode airs and we'll finally be together. And to have that, like, that you find that out, like, in the midst of that, has to just be absolutely devastating.
While
and so my
all
heart
the
is
eyes
with
are
her.
on you.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, I found out 3 months ago, we've been broken up, and then I finally can talk about it. It's like, on the day everything goes, she finds out about everything. Which then, when you look back on their relationship on the beach now, is like, oh, was Kylee feeling this? And in person, and obviously they don't show everything at all. So, like, we don't know the daily conversations they're having. Is Kylee going, I'm more sensitive about this because I'm sensing something is weird here.
Maybe she had, like, that was that intuition of, like, I think, so on this specific episode, I mean, genuinely, I felt like this finale episode was them the most. I mean, the conversation about, like, I want to get engaged, and Kylee saying, I want to get engaged, and Aven saying, I don't want to get engaged, but I want to stay with you, in the back and forth of that was the thing that we saw the most on this episode. And I know a lot of people had opinions about that before all of this came out, about, like, Kylee, why? I mean, you guys have been together for, 2.5 weeks, essentially.
Right.
Like, why are we pushing this? Why is this something that, like, needs to happen? And I will be honest with you, I was, at first when we started watching it, it. I was more in the camp of like understanding Aven's process a little more because I'm just wired in the way that I'd be like, I'm not going to get engaged to someone in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know?
early on in the talks, it was like, yeah, you seem, because my big thing was like, she seemed to be really obsessed with the idea of engagement, but in a way that was like, if you loved me, you'd do this for me. And I was confused by that. I was like, that's a weird way to approach engagement. This isn't like if you love me, you'd buy me that jacket.
Right,
it's like, if you love me, you'd commit your whole life to me. I'm a little bit like, wait a second. Totally. So the way it started it out, they were filming, I was a little bit like, not understanding her obsession with it.
100%. And it was a little bit like, oh, like, okay, you've wanted to get engaged from the top. So is this really about like feeling like you need to get engaged, or is it something you really want to get engaged while you were on the beach? Like, but it was interesting because, after watching them essentially for 2 hours talk about this back and forth, Kylee did say something that then made me, I looked at you and I go,
you're like, oh,
I understand it all now. It hit me like a ton of bricks, where all of a sudden it was just like, this makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
And I will tell you what that is after this quick break. Oh my God, that was so pro.
Let's go.
Talk about a cliffhanger, honey. Well, listen, family, I love this time of year, but it also gets pretty hectic. And that includes going to the grocery store. It's packed. It's a long line. So guess what? I avoid it. I avoid the grocery store this time of year, but I'm still eating delicious home-cooked meals. And how is that, you ask? HelloFresh, baby. Okay, with HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Evan over here has really been spoiling us a lot. You've been spoiling us big time these past few weeks, making us some delicious HelloFresh meals. You've been taking credit for all of it. You made a chili, this pork and bean chili the other day from them. Good. It was so delicious, so cozy. I need round 2.
It's unreal. I love HelloFresh. They really do have the most delicious meal options. Sign up for HelloFresh and get everything you need to whip up a fresh, tasty meal delivered right to your door. Just choose your recipes, select a delivery date, and relax knowing dinner is on the way. And talk about options. HelloFresh has over 45 recipes and more than 100 seasonal add-on items to choose from every single week. And HelloFresh does more than just dinners, you ask? Yes. From easy breakfast to start your morning off right to 10-minute lunches or satisfying snacks both adults and kids will love. HelloFresh has tasty choices for every mealtime occasion. And the best part? Absolutely no grocery trip required.
No grocery lines, baby. Also, 'tis the season for giving and gathering, and with HelloFresh, it can also be the season of saving. Actually, save money this month with fresh recipes delivered cheaper than takeout, okay? And with pre-portioned ingredients, you'll never waste money on excess food. It's all a delicious win with HelloFresh. Go to hellofresh.com/momdadfree and use code MOMDADFREE for free breakfast for life. Okay?
That's insane.
1 breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at hellofresh.com/momdadfree with code MOMDADFREE.
We will be using our own promo code.
We'll be using our own promo code. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. That is a holiday gift right there, baby.
Huge.
That is a holiday gift. All right, I have left you all in suspense for too long. This was the moment when in the Kylee Aven conversation, it all came together for me. But it was after all of their conversations. They'd had many of them. And I felt like Kylee was trying to express to Aven how it made her heart feel. But then right before they left together, when they had the fantasy suite option, it was like, this is the final choice.
Yeah.
She looked at Aven and she said, but like, you were down to go there with Rachel. You were in the fantasy suite point with Rachel. You were down to get engaged to Rachel. And when she said that, I looked at Evan and I go, it all makes sense to me now.
Yes.
Like I'm not doubting that Kylee really wanted to get engaged. I think she really wanted to get engaged. And I think she had her eyeball on Aven during his entire season. And she was like, he seems like a really great guy. I have a crush on him. So she was super excited. She met, there was chemistry. So I'm sure she wanted to get engaged. But I think the reason that it was like, this has to happen for me is because there was that feeling of, well, if you do it on The Bachelorette, what's wrong with our relationship that you won't do it now?
And the argument could be said, hey, Aven, you spent probably a total of 5 hours with Rachel and you were willing to get engaged. You've spent hundreds of hours with me over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're not ready?
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with engagement. Like we did the same process. We were down to get engaged with someone for far less time. Now all of a sudden you're not.
Yeah.
What's going on? And Rachel was here. So I was able to I was looking at it all the time. I was being reminded of it constantly.
You know, I didn't even think about that.
Not because they had a connection at the beach, but because I'm just seeing the woman that he was going to marry.
Wow.
And now I can't get him I can't convince him to marry me.
Yeah.
But the woman he is right here. Like, what the hell is going on?
Wow, that probably was hard. I'd probably feel that underlying feeling of insecurity with then Rachel around,
Right.
knowing that,
It's just
he was
staring
down
at
to
you.
go. Yeah. Yeah.
And then on top of that, she sensed probably what happened. She probably sensed something in him that was not ready to commit.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't even probably I need to get engaged. It was like, you're not in.
Well, and
Something's up.
And that's the thing. She kept kind of honing in. She kept saying, it's something with you. It's something with you.
There's something off.
There's something off. And, I will say, now obviously we've seen all this come out and there was the infidelity and everything. Before that, I was like, I still could understand from
Yes.
Aven's side where you're like, yeah, when you're on The Bachelorette, it's a different energy where
That's
there's
true.
more of the competitive. Everyone's kind of caught up. And until you're like at the final point of engagement, I'm sure it's kind of this rushed feeling versus when you're sitting on the sand, getting to know each other.
You're kind of dating normally.
Yeah, it feels
in a
way
way.
more like real life. And it's like, whoa, an engagement actually is really kind of a big deal. Maybe we don't do that and we just go home and date and, do it that way.
Right.
So I get that. And he didn't ever propose to Rachel. It wasn't
That's
like
true. It wasn't like he proposed and then she said no, and now they're here.
Yeah. But again, we were left on that cliffhanger with after the final rose on Rachel's season where it was like, are Aven and Rachel going to start seeing each other? So I'm sure Kylee was then seeing Rachel and processing that and going, are you still interested in her? But no, if I would have been in Kylie's shoes and I would have been like, especially too, since Kylee got like halfway in Zach's season, so she didn't have that second half experience. But to be like, you were willing to get engaged on national television with barely knowing this person, and now you're not willing to get engaged to me. And it was almost like she almost needed to even just to hear him say that he'd be willing to get engaged. And then she might have been like, it's okay, we don't have to. It was almost like, why are you so anti this? But you weren't so anti with Rachel. And
yeah, right. And then you have the thing that would get me the most is Kat and John Henry getting engaged. I'm like, wait a second. My best friend Kat, he's all in with her and he's willing to get engaged and they barely know each other. Meanwhile, me and Aven have been together weeks prior.
Yeah.
And are called mom and dad to the beach. Like everyone's like, you're the locked in one. And I can't get him to get engaged to me.
Yeah.
That would also give me a complex going like, wait, you add all that on top of everything else.
Yeah.
Now you're like, wait a second. All these people are getting engaged except me.
Sure.
And we're the OGs.
Right. And also, different strokes for different folks.
Of course.
Clearly,
But
Kat and John Henry were like, well, they literally both even said in like interviews, they were like, this was random. And you're like, I think everyone's a little shocked.
Yeah. And I just think,
but no, if you were witnessing that on the beach, if you were Kylee, you'd be like, what is going on?
Do they have something we don't have? It's hard not to compare.
Of course.
Especially when you don't have TV to watch, books to read. You're just sitting there all day, just looking at them make
just
out,
grinding.
And looking at your person being like, do you love me as much as,
right. Well, then there was another moment too, where when we saw Kylee talking to Blake, which I'll talk about that in a few, but when we saw Kylee talking to Blake, she said something where she's like, I'm always, and she said this to Mercedes too, where she's like, I'm always the one who's like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not doing that right now. So I think she very much was, and it seems like maybe in previous relationships is just like, sure, I'll go with the flow, even if that's not what she wants.
Yeah.
And so I think she was trying to have a moment too where she was like, no, I do feel really strongly about this and I want to stand firm. And what I feel really strongly about is something's off. And I genuinely think more than the actual engagement, I think there was a level for her, and I know I'm speaking for her, but there was maybe a level for her where she felt like he maybe, if we don't get engaged, we might hop in this van together, get home, and he might just end it. Like, what's to keep him,
right.
you know, if we're not engaged at the end of this, what's to keep him from us just getting home and him being like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, but I also don't like the idea that like once you're engaged now you're trapped. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
but what I'm saying is like as far as I'm talking about from the perspective of the viewer. Because if you're on the sand, let's be real, you're also you're having to be aware of like the people that I'm dating here are also aware that there's an audience.
Well, we see two couples in a second.
Yeah.
Where you're like, what? So you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have no idea what's actually going on.
Sure.
So she could be feeling like, are you just on me because you like the show? You've been here.
Right,
I'm
like,
chill, but I'm not actually someone you're actually seriously considering.
Or like, you're having to think in the back of your mind, like, do you really want to leave with me?
Right.
Or do you just not want to be the bad guy who breaks up with me after being with me the whole time on the sand?
And you can kind of do it quietly after.
So I felt like when they were in that car leaving together and Kylee looked really serious, I'm like, I bet Kylee in her mind is thinking we're going to get home and he's just going to be out. And he doesn't want to, you know, because so far on the show, he had always had such a great image. People loved him. So it's like she knows and he has to be aware too of, I don't want to be the heartbreaker at the end. So maybe him just saying, an engagement's too intense, let's just leave together and date, might be his way of not publicly breaking up with someone.
Agreed.
So I think that there was a lot going on.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. Brutal.
So I just, you know, shout out to Kylee, sending her so much love. Like, holy smokes.
Because I was a little bit like, you're going to ditch your whole relationship if he doesn't propose to you right now? But that's the difference of being in the room versus not. Like, she obviously felt something was off and she couldn't put her finger on it. But she's like, my body's telling me to like make him make a decision here. And so she compromised on that. And the whole time I thought, good, like, you know, don't throw away your whole relationship over that. But she obviously sensed something.
There was something
in the air. She knew something was off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I feel so bad for her that she had to go through that. It's horrible.
I know.
It's horrible.
I wonder if she'll go back to the beach.
That'd be interesting. Like, wait another year?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, she hopped on the sand this year and
that's true.
Everyone wanted to date her.
She was a hit. So I do think that, like,
she could have had anybody on that beach if she wanted them.
She was a hit.
So I'm like, does Kylee want to go back, or is that just going to be like too triggering to be like, this place?
Kylee, if you don't find someone this next year, go back on the beach. You know what I mean? Let's make it a thing.
If that will make you feel good.
If that'll make you feel good.
You know,
if you want a little serotonin booster just to get hit on like by every single guy that walks down the beach, come on next year, because that's what happened this year.
I'm sure that's just Kylie's life day to day, though. Let's be real. But sending you so much love, Kylee. Like, that's so rough. Brutal. So brutal. Oof. Okay, hold up. Breaking news.
Your
Your
mom and dad exclusive.
Definitely not, but okay. So we just did a quick bathroom break, checked our phones. We literally said at the beginning of this, like, nothing's happened.
That is
and
crazy.
Like, you're like, okay. And then we check our phones, and, you know, probably everyone watching this has been yelling at the TV when they're watching it or the podcast and being like, you guys, everyone is broken up with because John Henry just posted that him and Kat are officially over.
Wow.
So John Henry put out, says, with mutual love and respect, Kat and I have parted ways.
I wonder how long they've been sitting on that.
I don't know.
Because you got to think about it. He posted a picture of them and then deleted it. And then 24 hours later...
I bet they were done already.
Oh, okay. And he was just trying to keep it quiet.
Well, like, let's be real. I mean, I don't blame them. You end the show, you get engaged, you know, like, you're on here, like, you know, part of it is for your business. And, like, you did get engaged. And so the followers are starting to grow because people follow love and they like that. And so it's like, okay, well... Are we going to just right away say we're broken up? Or, like, do we wait a beat and let the followers
let's get you suckers in here.
Damn, you guys, everyone is over. Everyone is over.
No one's left. That's crazy.
No one. Evan, I don't think we've ever had this happen before.
Not a single successful relationship.
Not one.
Not only, and not just like they're not engaged.
Well, I guess technically we don't know about Eliza and Aaron.
That's true, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
Exhausted doesn't scream love. Okay, so it doesn't look good. I mean, by the time we're done recording, we might see a post by them. But like,
I know, sorry if we missed it and that post is already out.
But man.
By the way, if they have broken up, now would be the time for them to post right after John Henry and Kat.
Yeah.
So that it's not then like, it's just
pile it on. Just a triple breakup.
Oh man, I'm feeling even more nauseous
Yeah,
now. This is so brutal.
Welcome to Bachelor in Food Poisoning. That's what this was.
Oh my God. Well, sorry everyone.
Damn.
I mean, like, for those who are experiencing heartache right now,
Yeah.
sucks.
Everyone's left. We'll see y'all next season on Bachelor and the whole. We could totally have the whole cast back.
Stop it. That's actually
We could
really
just do
funny.
it part 2 and have them all back.
Everybody's back.
Everyone's back. And
Let's
just
see how this goes
if it
again.
works. See, you guys all tried different people now.
Yeah, at least bring half of the cast back.
Yeah.
Half old, half new.
Yes.
Try it again.
Try it again.
You could just start from scratch. Now you guys know each other a little better.
Try that stuff you never got to try before. Walk up to that person you never talked to.
Oh yeah, it's very true, huh? Everybody had kind of, it's like the Jess with the question marks about Tanner and the question
Especially
marks
the people
about
that were
John
together
Henry.
for a long time. The Avens, Kylie's,
Blake, Jess.
where it's like, oh, you guys never really got to talk to anybody else, and by the end it was too late. So
I am kind of in shock
it's
right
insane.
now.
There's no hope. it's just Brayden.
Brayden really did it, man.
Well, speaking of
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
should we get into more depressing news with some of the other couples?
Sure.
The saddest one, oh
my
the one that broke our
God.
hearts, not because it was the most shocking ever, but well, I mean, it was kind of shocking to me, was the Olivia and Michael situation. I was confused. Can you explain this to me?
It really bummed me out.
Because
but they were very fresh news.
It was fresh, but
like Olivia said in speaking with one of I think it was Eliza, she said, well, I'm not expecting like an engagement. Like I'm not
Right.
planning on that, but I would love to go to the fantasy suite with him and like
Right.
really get to know him better.
yeah.
And so I thought that was for sure going to happen. I'm like, why not? Take another night together.
Yeah.
So it did absolutely shock me when Michael was like, I'm a realist and we're going in 2 different directions. And I was absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated because Olivia has been through it like nobody's business. Like, oh my God.
And Olivia was like, she's just, the thing I love about Olivia is that she's just an all-in person. Like she doesn't pull punches. She's just like, you know what? I'm going in. I'm going to try this thing and I'm going to go all in, to the point where at the very end, she is like, hey, I know we're new to this thing, but like, I like you a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Yeah.
And then from the clouds, he goes, by the way, I just think we should break it off here. And I'm like,
Shocked.
what?
Shocked.
Like, I thought you guys were doing great. And Olivia thought you guys were doing great.
Mm-hmm.
It was just brutal for me. I mean, I think that was her 4th situation.
Yeah.
Oh, like she's fun, she's energetic, she's beautiful. I'm kind of going like, am I missing something here? Like, why is she going through? And maybe
You're not
it's just,
missing anything. People are being stupid.
well, that's what it is. Guys are dumb, and I think that's the lesson we learned here,
the
is
lesson
that
we've
all
learned.
these guys are dumb. And it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, what happened that
like Olivia's like, you're gonna say no to Olivia?
it's so confusing.
Evan, she needs to be our next Bachelorette.
That would be ideal.
She needs to
Would
be the
dude, could you imagine the ITMs and like the fun she would have?
ABC.
She's got the best personality.
The only way you can make this horrendous season up to us, because we really had bated breath for a while.
Yes.
We were in and we were trying to be like, you know what? Like we like these twists and turns and we're going to be shocked in the end. The only way you can make this up to us is by letting Olivia, if she so chooses, to be our next Bachelorette.
Agreed.
Because she would give us everything we ever wanted.
Yes, I agree.
Like we don't deserve Olivia because she is perfect, but we want her so badly to be our Bachelorette. Like, think about what a season that would be.
It would be unreal.
She's so dynamic, so funny, so charming.
Yes.
She also is so vulnerable and puts it all out there.
Yes.
To be a fantastic Bachelorette if she wanted to be.
Fantastic.
God. That's the only way I'll forgive all of you.
Well, we love
it's
you,
truly
Olivia.
the only way. We love you, Olivia. If anything, I know I said this last episode, but if anything that this shit show did is we had the absolute honor of getting to know Olivia better. And I'm so grateful for that.
Absolutely.
So as we all complain about the season, remember, you got Olivia.
You got Olivia.
You got
the
Olivia.
The one shining beacon of joy in the whole thing.
You got Olivia. And Rachel left and she said she had fun. And I'm happy for Rachel that she had a good time, even
Yes.
though there wasn't.
But we knew Rachel. We've seen her. She was the
That's
Bachelorette.
true. We love Rachel. But
yeah.
but I'm saying she seemed to have a nice time. I'm happy that
Yes.
Rachel had a nice time.
Yes.
And then we got to know Olivia.
But Olivia is the one we got to know because she went home the first night of her season. So she was a dream.
Yeah, an absolute dream. Okay, one final pause, and then let's get into some of like the random pieces, because I have a lot of questions about certain things. I want to talk about Kylee and Blake, which, I mean, now, like, if there is maybe any interest, like, I mean, she's single after healing.
True.
But then some of the Jess pieces with Kat, I was confused. I have a lot of questions. But family. The holidays are here, which is perfect timing for today's sponsor, OneSkin. With OneSkin's revolutionary approach to tackling skin aging at the source, you can wrap up 2023 with the gift of radiant and healthy skin for yourself or your loved ones. Talk about a gift. Okay, this is a great gift. Evan and I have been using OneSkin's products for months now, and quite frankly, we saw the positive results and we saw them fast. OneSkin has fans for life with us now, that is for sure. What makes OneSkin the best? Well, treating the symptoms rather than the root causes of aging has long been the norm. Most skincare available on the market is designed to provide a temporary reduction in visible signs of aging, addressing just the surface symptoms of an underlying decline in skin health. Not OneSkin. Leveraging their in-house cutting-edge R&D platform, they were able to measure the efficacy of age reversal molecules in their lab. OneSkin scientists found out that the OS01 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of senescent cells by up to 50%. So yeah, I'm using OneSkin. That's the long and short of it, okay? I'm using OneSkin, babe. For a limited time, our listeners can enjoy an exclusive 15% off OneSkin products using the code MOMDAD when you check out at oneskin.co.
And OneSkin just launched their mini bundles, which include face and eye topical supplement, body lotion, and cleanser, which all come in a really cool travel bag. If you're traveling this winter, OneSkin has your mini skincare essentials covered. And if you're gifting this holiday season, OneSkin's mini bundles are the perfect stocking stuffers.
I'd be thrilled to get this mini bundle for real. OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. OneSkin addresses skin health at the molecular level, targeting the root causes of aging so skin feels and appears younger. It's time to get started with your new face, eye, and body routine at a discounted rate today. New customers get 15% off with code MOMDAD at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code MOMDAD. The new year is approaching. Now is the best time to invest in your skin. Age healthy with OneSkin. Okay, so let's talk Jess. The Jess Mercedes situation. So again, I know family were all over the place bouncing around with this episode, but obviously we saw Jess and Mercedes leave the beach. Mm-hmm. They had given their roses to, Jess had given hers to Tanner, Mercedes had given hers to Jordan. We knew that it probably wasn't going to.
It was just a last ditch, like who knows, maybe lightning will strike.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But they were done.
Yeah, they were exhausted.
They were absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, they had been through it. They were like, no, I don't have 48 hours of passion left in me.
Yes.
Okay. You know?
Yeah, there's nothing left.
No, there's nothing left. And Jess, there was a moment that has left me so curious. Because there's a moment where we're standing at the bar and Jess is twirling Mercedes' braid in between her fingers, which was one of my favorite powerful moments. I wanted to be in between those girls and that love sandwich so bad of just like the
playing
moral
with your
support.
friend's hair while mean mugging someone is like an absolute fire mode.
It was actually like so hot iconic. They were just leaning up against the bar and just checking out everybody and like nervously playing, but like the way she was doing it felt like very powerful. Mm-hmm. I loved it. But we see then Kat coming up and she's got a smirk on her face. She's got a grin. And Jess essentially puts her hand up to Kat and she's like, no.
Yeah.
Before Kat can even say anything. And Kat's like, wait, like, do you want to talk? And Jess is like, no.
Just hit her with a no.
She goes, nah. She's like, well.
And then hit her with like, I'm good.
Yeah, everything okay? No. And then she walks away.
Like, get away from, I can't even be near you.
She walks away. Now, Mercedes ends up telling Kat, she's like, don't take it personally. Jess is having a hard time, whatever. But I had many feelings about this. I'm like, either, you know, again, Jess is clearly exhausted emotionally. Either she is like, I see Kat coming at me from a mile away with that face on, where she's about to gloat about the tongue kissing
how great her
that just
relationship
went
is.
down with John Henry for 1.5 hours, and that they were really macking, and how amazing this beach is, and how you can find love last minute that's going to last a lifetime. And Jess is like, I don't want to hear it, because from what we've seen of Kat, she was supporting Jess last week and being a good friend and, petting her hair and telling her she was a good person. But like sometimes Kat can't seem to read the room when she's just like, I love the truth box now. You know what I mean? Where you're just
well,
like,
Kat's the person that calls you after you get fired and she got a promotion to tell you how annoyed she is because like her new boss is annoying, and the fact that like she's making all this new money now puts her in a tax bracket that means she's gonna have to pay more taxes, which is so annoying. And just like, I just needed a vent. And you're like, I'm sitting here jobless and you're telling about more money you're making. Like, I don't, she kind of can be that way, I feel like. So she was probably coming up to just be like, guess what? How amazing I feel today. Yes. And you're just sitting there like, I can't even look at you. Or something happened. Because my thing is like, this was not the irritation of someone who's just like, I can't, like, because if you're annoyed with someone's positive energy when you're struggling, you go, hey, I love you, but like, just can't do this right now. Or like, Kat, I can't. Yeah, like I just can't hear about it. Like I'm too heartbroken, blah, blah, blah. But to walk up and like, she almost like up down her and was like, no, she was, get away from me. She seemed upset. It was like mad. It wasn't like, it was like a F you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, fuck off. Yeah. Like, and I heard what you said about me behind my back energy. It wasn't. And I rewound it and I was like, it was like, what happened? We've never seen her like that. No, Jess is always, she's glitter and sparkles. She's shimmer and shine. Shimmer and shine. We were getting. And I'm like, Jess is upset about something. Pissed. So again, maybe she was just exhausted and she was like, I cannot deal with Kat's tongue kissing commentary and how good her life is right now. But it felt like there was something that we missed. There was definitely something underneath. And even the way Mercedes said, like, don't take it personally, it was almost like Mercedes knew and she was like, let's not go here. I don't know, man. I don't think something had happened big, but I felt like there had been a couple things in a row and they had gotten into it. And then like whatever the thing that she had been doing to bother, she just did it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was something like, it could have been small as in like, you like, keep moving my stuff in the room and throwing it on the floor. And you did it for the 14th time. And I just walked into the room and saw it. And you know why I'm pissed at you. And this is my final straw because I'm already like just so over this place. But again, I'd love to know what that was. That's now, where reunion could have. Exactly. JP would have asked. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. JP would have been like, hey, everybody. Right. But I think like they're all good now because I did see one of the girls post the day of the finale, and it was a group FaceTime with Kat, Kylee, Jess, and Kat, Kylee, Jess, and Mercedes. Right. And they were all smiling on a FaceTime, and they were like, our last day ever on reality TV, thank God. Which says a lot, first of all. I'm like, okay, seems like they're still all friends. Mm-hmm. But also, them saying, we're done with reality TV. Now, the question is, was Kat still with John Henry when she posted this? We know Kylee was still with Aven when she posted this. So part of it's like, well, they're taken. Yeah. So will they grace us with their presence again on future seasons? Or is everyone just like, fuck this, we're over this? Like we're done forever with reality TV. It feels a little bit more like that. Yeah, I think so too. It feels like this is not going well for us. We'll talk in a year. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk in a year. We still have you in our sights. We'll talk in a year. But yeah, I think something like that must have gone down. And that's why I wanted more behind the scenes. I'm like, can you explain what's happening right now? Yeah. You know? Anyway, speaking of more behind the scenes context, another moment that was like head scratching was the whole Kylee and Blake thing. Obviously, we talked about it last week when Kylee walked up the stairs and chased after Blake when he was leaving. And then we saw the interviews with Blake where he was like, we're just friends and we were really close and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. But then this week, we get Blake back because Mari and Kenny come back to paradise. Yes. We love Mari and Kenny so much. It was so good to see them. They were on they were on our first episode ever. Yes. Part of the roulette. Yes. And they were so gracious to come on. They're so lovely. Oh my gosh. And so they decide they're going to get married on the sand. Now, by the way, we've seen since,
that they got married in Puerto Rico, and I believe they're going to be having another wedding in Chicago with family and friends. So I don't know. I think this was maybe the first. Maybe they got legally married first and then did this one. But I'm like, hell yeah, come back to the beach. Like, get that bread, baby. I'd love to see it. Love to see that for them. But Mari and Kenny show up, have a wedding for everyone to attend. And Blake is there as Kenny's best man.
Yes.
Love that friendship. Mari gets Wells as her maid of honor, which feels unfair.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. Definitely not. That was like when they have like cardboard cutouts for different things. It was like he was the cardboard cutout.
Feels like Kenny got his best friend, and the show wouldn't chip in for Mari to fly out.
For Mari to fly her friend out, right? Because all they had to do was tell Blake not to leave.
Yeah, Blake, stay in the hotel for 24
6 more hours.
Then
we're
you're
gonna
good.
do something real quick.
But when the beach sees Blake walk back up, everyone is very happy.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we love Blake.
It's Saint Blake. But then we see a moment with Kylee, and she looks at him like she saw God.
It was, you've never looked at me that way.
Shut up.
Like, the love was insane. Like, no one's ever looked at anybody that way. She looked like she had seen the ghost of her lover. Like, it was like, Jeffrey, my darling.
I think she said, "Oh my heavens!"
Yeah,
or that's what the captioning said.
Yeah, it was just like,
"Oh my God,
Lawrence." You know what I mean? When you died in the Black Plague, I lost you forever. Now you're back. You know what I mean? It was very like her look. It looked like he was an actor.
I know. And she was like, Blake, there he is. Then we see Mercedes in the ITM, and Mercedes is like, oh, by the way, we had just heard Kylee when she was getting her makeup ready.
She's like, I miss Blake.
I miss Blake, because her and Aven were kind of going at it. Like, and then Mercedes in the ITM is like, oh my God, I'm so happy for Kylee that Blake's here, because they're really close. And I'm sure she's going to be so happy to see him.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm kind of going like, hey, babe, if you were super good friends with Blake, I don't know if I'm secure enough to handle this right now, because you've never looked at me that way. And he's super good looking. Am I missing something here? Like, should I be nervous? You know, like that was the level. But then she kind of dispelled it by going, oh, it's girl chat.
Yeah, so then we see her in an ITM beforehand being like, I'm so happy that Blake's here.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have our girly chats.
Yeah.
And then when I saw them sitting across from each other and they say like Bible to each other. And he's like telling her to stand with her feet on the ground and like not question herself. Like he was giving her like the absolute pep talk, and we love to see it. Then it all hit me. And I'm like, this show's fucking with us right now. I think so. I think the show 100% was fucking with us. They're like, we don't have any love stories happening. And guess what? The production and the producers know that all the couples didn't work out. They thought they had Kylee and Aven, but they were like, oh, nothing's working out. So we're going to throw in some dramatic spins for some potential love connections. And we're going to make Kylee and Blake make it look like these two. Like, in fact, now I have a theory that one of the producers told Kylee to go run up and talk to Blake and be like, here's an extra glass of champagne, Kylee. Go tell Blake and support him and let him know how much you don't want him to go. Maybe we'll get him to stay, because you know they wanted him to stay.
Well, I agree to some extent, but then you also can't fake, unless she's like an Academy Award winning actress that I'm not aware of. Her love in her eyes was so intense.
But I think she does adore him.
But maybe
he was friend zoned.
Well, no, maybe now that they're both broken up with.
Yeah.
They should open their mind up to maybe there's something incredible there, because you know when like you're dating each other's best friends, like you lock down in your brain the like that's not even an option. Now maybe that they're both single.
Oh, I'm not saying that I don't think
up to the option.
That now that you're like, you know what I'm in support of always, friendship first, honey. I love you're like you're a friend first, and then you get to know someone in a friend way, and then they be
open up and you're like, wait, I never even saw you coming.
Yeah.
Maybe
because clearly they
have friendship chemistry,
big time,
big chemistry,
big chemistry. And you know that I loved that Blake's advice to her was not.
Stand her ground.
I love that his advice to her wasn't, you know what, Kylee, I think like let's think about it. And engagement is a kind of a big thing, but like he still wants to be with you. Like you don't want to lose him, right? I love that Blake said, no, you do what you need to do.
And she didn't take his advice. I know. He ends up cheating all. So basically what
my God, he is
she can
Blake.
Trust him.
She can trust Blake. Blake knows.
He knew.
Blake knows everything.
Maybe Kat and Kylee and him have a throuple. And
maybe.
You know what I mean? Because they love him so much.
I guess both of them oh my God, both of them are single. Blake's been getting a lot of calls in the past 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Blake's been on speed dial. They need that.
Yes.
Blake is going to be up for all hours of the night talking.
Maybe
like,
Blake should start a cult. Because I'm kind of feeling like he's got this power. Like people are coming to him, whether he wants it or not. I'm getting cult leader vibes, Blake. Something to consider.
Blake, just keep using your power for good. Ignore him.
No, a good cult, not bad cult. This is the only good one. This is the only good cult.
But yeah, I think that it was all kind of a bunch of like the show's trying to wind us up.
Some stuff up, yeah.
And we didn't see how close they were.
Yeah.
But now, you
never know.
Yeah.
I mean, Kylee didn't look at like that at her friends. Blake was in a category of his own, and I'm very interested to know.
I loved too just seeing the way that Blake did the chat.
Yeah.
Like I really did. It made me love him more.
I love him.
I just love him so much.
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor.
Not too, but don't look at him like that though. That's a little too much. Love him from afar.
Okay. Well, I mean, after then the wedding, during the Kylee Blake talk, we did get a rave reception, a literal rave reception from Kenny and Mari. I was a little disappointed because I feel like with Kenny being a boy band manager that they would have like really optimized the boy band. Like I would have loved Kenny to bring his boy bands in. Hit that way. Like have him, well, of course, let's not sing another band. We should be singing Kenny's band's songs. It'd be a perfect promotion.
That's true.
He could have had his bands performing and we could have had like a very 90s reception energy, right?
I like that. Absolutely. Well, and like the rave stuff they were wearing too was very like out of date as well. So we could have had a very 90s vibe.
Mercedes' look was everything during the rave, by the way.
Oh, yeah. She actually looked like a rave girl.
Like,
everyone else looked like they went to Party City and got like light up hats. Like that's not a rave. I mean, I'm not a big raver, but one thing I do know is that like getting just like a light up bow tie is not like a rave thing. You know what I mean? Like there's more to it than that.
Yeah, but Mercedes.
But you can tell Mercedes had been to some raves because she had like the pixie dust girl
so
vibe.
Hot, and she was just like the fit and everything. She was giving it. She was like, "This is my final scene before I end things with Jordan, and I'm gonna make you all remember me." And honey, we remember you. Okay, but. Everyone seemed to be like vibing during the rave. You know, there were 10 of them there. They had to bring in a whole PA system and have a mic. They had to speak for some reason. They decided to pull in a mic to make it look more like a wedding where I'm like, you guys, there's 10 people there. And 5 minutes ago, you were talking without mics during a wedding ceremony where there's loud waves crashing. Everyone's drenched in sweat. There's people far back and there's no PA. But now they're like, well, it's a reception. So we got to bring out the... thing in front of the 5 people that are 2 feet away from us.
Like, remember Kenny, that time at the strip club? Hey, take it away from him. Like they had to do, they should have done the tropes, you know?
And then just the PA system turning on.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is this thing on?
Hey, wait a second. Yeah, sorry for the open bar. You know, it's like all the wedding stuff people do.
But everyone seemed to be doing good. And then, you know, the next day is when Jesse Palmer comes running down and is like, all right, time to figure it out, everybody. We know that most of you guys just started talking about 24 hours ago, but it's time to decide, do you want to marry this person and be with them for the rest of eternity and the rest of your life? So that's kind of then the final where we see Aven and Kylee leave together but not get engaged. We see John Henry and Kat go off. We see Eliza and Aaron go off to the fantasy suite. Olivia and Michael break up. And then we have Sam and Peter.
Yeah.
Now, okay. We never saw Sam and Peter together.
Never.
They didn't give us anything.
Couldn't believe they lasted this long.
Was shocked. But every time we would see them, it seemed like they were good.
Yeah.
The only moment that I started like putting a question mark in was when during the rave reception, Peter said to Sam, he was like pointing to Mari, he's like, this might be you one day. Or he goes, this might be you one day. And she's like, wait, with who? And he's like, me.
Yeah, she was like, wait, I thought we just kind of agreed we were going to hang out on the show the whole time, that we weren't actually going to do this.
You're like, wait, engagement?
Like, are you out of your mind?
But I have to tell you, I know we've been saying it from the get, aside really from the Aaron S moment, we haven't seen Peter do anything negative on the sand. He's been acting
Like if it wasn't
great.
for the FP thing, we wouldn't have thought, and we would have been like, oh, he seems like a nice, like, normal guy.
I feel like we really were influenced by the FP thing because you and I just could not shake that there was something about Peter that just made us nervous. We just felt like, I feel like once he gets off the beach, I don't know if I trust him in this relationship. Like, what kind of post are we going to see after about, what breakup? I don't know. I just wasn't trusting him. So this might sound unkind, and I'm sorry, but I was really happy that Sam took control and just said no.
Well, I too feel the same
because we love Sam, and I didn't want Sam to get hurt.
Because once and we were like in this thing of like something about us. I don't know if we can trust him. I don't know what it is.
And we wanted to protect Sam.
And we want Sam because we love her so much.
Yeah.
And then she kind of was like, "Hey, I feel like we're just kind of friends here. Like this is." And he was all in, which was shocking to me.
I was shocked.
He was just like, "I'm ready to go. Let's do this thing." And she's like, "No, we're good."
No.
And then afterwards, he hits us with the, I went to 12 weddings this year. And I could have hooked up with so many girls, but I didn't. And I'm like, oh, there it is. You just showed your cards a little bit because that screams like
it was a weird. It was a weird exit line. It was a weird exit line.
It screamed. Do you know who I could be with? And I chose you, and you're breaking up with me. That's what it felt like.
Yeah,
it was a weird.
And I was like,
it was also very
here,
like
Peter.
It was also very like teenager. Like it almost felt like when I was 20.
Yeah,
that's the kind of comments that are made.
Well,
like,
I know
dude, I could have hooked up with 7 of those girls last night if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of a weird thing to say.
Well, it was like, I know he was crying and he was like, oh, I really want a marriage. I've been to 12 weddings. But the random then add in of like, I could be having all these hookups, but I'm not. It was just, it wasn't inherently wrong, but it made me feel a little weird. Made me feel a little weird. Made me feel.
Why are you even talking about that?
Yeah, made me feel a little bit like Sam made the right choice. Yeah. That's what I felt a little bit like.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sam took care of herself there. We have no proof of anything weird about Peter, but that was a weird exit line that made me feel like, oh, I don't know if after the beach would have been the vibe, especially the long distance, blah blah blah. So I'm glad that she went with her gut and was like, hey, there's no connection here.
Me too. I was very happy about that. And then we see the fantasy suite with John Henry and Kat, Eliza, Aaron. Not tons to report on that.
Just
Again, episode was too long.
17 hours long.
17 hours too long. I think the show was really trying to be like, hey, I know you guys didn't ever really know Kat and John Henry together. Right. So like we want to show you more, have the arc moment so that we can like have celebration at the end of this. It did feel a little weird, you and I were saying at the end when you saw those two couples, because you know that like Aaron
they're like
hates
walking down
Kat
the beach
because, like,
and they're
because Kat tried to destroy Aaron on the
like
beach.
Kat tried to destroy their relationship and now they're just walking on the beach like, we did it, guys. It's a little weird.
You're like, that like Eliza and Aaron were like, we're not thrilled to be here with Kat and John Henry right now. Like we wanted to be with like Olivia. You know what I mean? Like that was our girl and you hurt her and then you tried to sabotage me. But I do want to say this specifically with Eliza and Aaron. I know that they potentially are not together anymore and they're going through something bumpy or whatever's happening. Who knows? By the time that this episode we finish recording, they might have put out that statement.
By that time, John Henry might be married to Olivia. And I mean, with the way news is breaking now, it's like, who even knows?
Who knows? But I just wanted to say, I really, really enjoyed watching watching Aaron and Eliza at the end here, because I felt like we saw Eliza really communicating that she loved Aaron, but she was really nervous. Yeah. She was nervous about the idea of an engagement because she only wanted to get engaged once. And so she loved him, but wasn't sure about the engagement. I felt like the way Aaron handled it was extremely lovely. And I felt like it was a really good example in general, at least from what we saw on the show, is that when she was feeling that way, he said, I just want to love you how you need to be loved. Yeah. And it felt so low pressure from him. I think she felt pressure from the show. It felt like maybe there was producers kind of like, let's get engaged. But I felt like from Aaron, he was like, I'm going to propose to you because I really like you. But even when they woke up the next morning in the fantasy suite, she was like, I'm super nervous and I don't know what I'm going to do today. And he's like, I feel really, really good. And either way, we're going to be good. So there was this energy of like, just so you know, I do want to propose to you and I'm going to ask you to marry me. But if you say no, we'll leave together and it's all good. Like it's all good. And that's the energy that I got. And I thought that was really lovely. I love I want to love you how you need to be loved.
Yeah.
I thought that was beautiful.
I thought it was super beautiful. I felt like he was always all in.
Always all in.
He was always all in. He was bringing her, treats and things that was saying, I love you. And he was always reinforcing her. And he was always all in. I personally felt like she was always kind of just responding to his advances and that she liked him a lot. But she was also like, I think she's kind of like a massive overthinker. That's the energy. Like when you look at her in the last season, the energy I'm getting is like I actually could have been served better. I actually think they would have been served better by not getting engaged and going into life dating. Because she seemed to be so under the pressure. She seemed
in love with him though.
With him, but also was like, I don't want to be engaged twice, and I'm nervous, and this and that, and I'm on edge, and I think so. And he's like, no problem. He's always having to like calm down, and like he's always having to push pull, like come in and then back out. Where it's like,
but she was also then having to deal with think about this, then the whole. The situation when then Charity came down, and it was like, well, I'm also processing like, what is it going to look like when we get back home?
But again, a part more to think about. Yeah. I think it would have served them better if they would have said, hey, are we really in love? Yeah. Okay, let's just go live life together. Yeah. So that you don't feel the pressure that now we're engaged, we have to like be the engaged couple, which I feel like she is very sensitive to. If they just would have gone home, maybe it would have put him, because I understand if I would feel so much when I got back and I'm like introducing you to my family as my fiance and I just know you for 3 weeks and like there's so much pressure there.
Oh, it's so much pressure.
And then you got the public and the whole thing.
But then I'm like, I can't imagine them being on the beach too and feeling so much pressure from like production
to be
like,
engaged.
You got to be engaged, and if you're not, John Henry and Kat just got engaged. You guys aren't going to, that type of thing. And I don't know. I totally hear you, and I think you're probably right. It probably just takes the pressure off a tad and lets you just kind of get to know each other.
You guys met on vacation. That's what this is. Yeah. You guys met on vacation. Totally. Everyone here met on vacation.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I just thought the way that Aaron went about it was really, really like lovely, and I thought that her vulnerability was really lovely too. I felt like she was so direct with him the entire time and so gracious, and I hope the best for them. Again, who knows? Maybe they'll work it out and it's all good, but
you guys are our only chance.
Yeah. You guys, please
work out for us. One of our resolutions is you guys work out for us.
But then we get the final piece, which is where we get updates on everybody. Yeah. And something I did note, so we get a Jess update saying she's single. We get a Mercedes update saying she's single. We get a Brayden update being like, hey, guess what? Brayden is in a relationship. We did not get a Tyler update.
No Tyler.
And Tyler hard launched a relationship the day, not with Mercedes, with someone who's not from the franchise, hard launched a relationship like the day before BIP Finale aired, and they didn't do an update with him.
Maybe because she's not attached to the franchise at all?
I don't know. Now, I did see Mercedes post on the photo that Tyler hard launched, and she said, like, I'm happy for you both with the heart, which was very sweet and very gracious of her. That is very gracious
to do.
Yeah.
Very gracious.
And she didn't say, I'm happy for you and your earring.
Yeah. Because everything changed after the earring, We talked about the last episode?
Yeah, of course we did.
Yeah. Where it's just like the earring's wearing him, it's Gollum's ring. You know what I mean? The
earring's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, the earring is driving the car. So maybe it got him into a relationship that works for him.
I know.
But he has to keep that earring vibe going. He takes the earring off, he loses the power. It's a bit of Samson vibe.
I'm worried about him and Aven are best friends. I'm like, did Aven get a new piercing that's now in the driver's seat?
It does turn you into
and now we're having this like infidelity thing. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Check his Instagram for rings next time he posts a picture.
Did Aven get a new ring, a new tattoo perhaps?
Maybe something. Tyler gave him the ring.
The earring?
The earring.
Tyler's like, I'm done with this. It's not really my look.
And now Tyler finds someone.
Yeah.
And now Aven blows his relationship to shreds because he's wearing the earring.
Something to think about.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
But I mean, everyone's still single. Other than
Yeah.
that, you know, they make a comment about Blake going on the Golden Bachelor, and I say, how dare you put him on the Bachelor
Yeah.
and then the Golden Bachelor? Okay.
Yeah.
The comment about Rachel, where Rachel was like, she said she did not want to participate in the Where Are They Now?
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
That is
Rachel's
funny.
like, bye.
Bye.
We're done. Sean, an update from his mother, making sure that we all know that his mom thinks he's mature.
Yeah.
Love
I
to see that.
Yeah.
We also, oh my God, we didn't get a Peter update or a Sam update.
Do we get a Tanner update?
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why choose some people and not others?
Don't
you
know.
I want the whole, I want
Probably
the
because,
whole cast.
honestly, they're going to pick the people that had the most buzz. And I do feel like Sam, Peter, Tanner, they weren't like TV electricity. And they probably picked the people that had the most drama. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But still.
But yeah, it's like it would have been, I don't know.
I understand them
Or
not.
those people didn't really want to participate.
Sure, I understand them not posting about Taylor because, you know, we just saw him trip at the very
Yeah.
end.
And they're like, but that would have been funny if it would have been like he's still tripping from here. You know what I mean? Or he fell his way home or something like that. But
Oh, he didn't trip.
oh no, he just walked forward and then ran back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I'm a little rattled.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie
It's time
to you.
for bed.
I'm like, not only I'm like, you feel, you know, the nausea, but also this season, it just,
I know.
I had fun.
Had a blast with
I
you
had
guys
a fun time
Yes.
discussing it with you. I really did think there was some good meat there in the middle.
though. It was fun.
It was fun
getting
there in the
somewhere.
middle. It
And
got
then-
real
yeah.
spicy for a few, and then I guess now post show it's spicy too.
And thank God for Golden. Like
Thank
I always
God for
say, that we were able
Golden.
to do them at the same time because I really felt like we had so much to talk about that was really fun. But definitely a weird one. And hopefully next year there's people who fall actually in love.
And maybe if we have a Golden Bachelorette, then we'll get that senior
That would be
BIP.
amazing.
I heard.
I'd love a Golden
I think
Paradise.
Sandra was on, I believe, the Almost Famous podcast, and I think Ashley asked her if it was a celebrity BIP and you could choose anyone to show up on the sand, who would you choose? And before she could even finish, Sandra goes, Denzel Washington. I said it. Did I have a moment? Did I pause? She goes, Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. I love
So
it.
Sandra's out there looking for you, Denzel. I'm not sure if you're married or not. I
He
think
is.
you are.
With
Okay.
children,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, anyway. But I mean, we had so much fun. And family, thank you so much for joining us on this
love you
ride.
guys so
We
much.
love you. Can't wait to get into the Joey of it all.
Yeah.
Honestly, we got the preview for Joey's episode, but of course, Jesse said it's the most romantic season and dramatic season of all time. Don't think I believe that, but we did
Some
get a
look
teaser
sketchy at the altar.
end. They said we have a Bachelor first, a Bachelor history first, which better not fucking be that they send Joey and whoever he chooses on a cruise directly from the show.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've never sent them
We've
directly.
never said
there.
it early. The gift was never given at the altar of family first. If they do something like that, I'm
Something
gonna
like that, I'm gonna
pissed.
rage.
But I have hopes.
I have hopes as well. Family,
We love you guys so much.
we love you.
Have a great holiday season.
Really, just I hope that you all are out there able to soak up whatever that be, family time, just loving on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's a hard time, like I said before, you're not alone. We're all in this together. We love all of you. We'll miss you.
If you're going to see family and they're weird, good luck.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we all, that can
We're-
always be the
We're
case.
there with you.
So for everyone headed home for the holidays,
Yep.
cheers to
your travel safe. And we can't wait to see you all again on January 3rd.
we will see you at the top of the year.
We
Love you.
you
Mwah.
all.
Bye.
Bye.